In this episode of Thermal Mermaid, we're making Twitter Pated. This is a glitter tinted lip butter. It's perfect for the holiday season when you just want a delicate pink that features a pop of dramatic hologram glitter. So this lip butter will give you just a touch of Christmas sparkle to your lips. Okay, now this product is a hard butter. The formula that we're making today is more along the lines of a chapstick, not so much of a makeup, and we're not quite getting into the lip gloss, but this is a luxury balm with heavy hard oils and waxes. This is perfect for winter, and it's a great remedy for dry lips, and you can wear it all day over and over again. Now in this video, I'm going to show you two different formulas. The first one is the Cottage Bell recipe, which is a lip balm that you saw me make about a year ago. You can click the link above and that will take you directly over to the Cottage Bell recipe. Now this is basically just a heavy chapstick with a touch of tint to it. Now we're going to replicate that with a winter holiday color, and then we'll add just a little bit of glitter to that. Now, the first one doesn't transfer too much color, so this is really great for children, and it's really great if you want to give yourself just a little bit of a life, little bit of color without putting on a full face of makeup. The formula sticks very well. It stays on your lips for a long time, and it acts like a chapstick. So it's a heavy luxury moisturizer. It's good for winter, but this recipe is also really great for the summer and hot environments because it's really hard to melt accidentally. I've been making this one for years, and I oftentimes make more of this in the summertime because if you accidentally leave it in the car, there's really no problem. Now the second recipe is the one that we're featuring today. This is our Twitter Pated recipe. Now this is a lighter pink hard balm, and this one here is moving more toward a lip gloss, and it'll give you more color transfer. Now this is going to leave a sheer pink color with a lot more glitter on your lips. This formula has a much softer slip to it. Now this one's also a beautiful moisturizer, but it absorbs much more quickly and it leaves the color behind. So I'm going to show you the comparison of these two entirely different recipes. They're both equally beautiful, and then the one you like better basically depends on the weather and whatever it is that you want to wear for the day. Now I'm going to show you everything that goes into these recipes and some tips on formulating your lip butter, but if you want access to my exact recipe, then be sure to wait till the end of the video where I can tell you where to get these. So let's take a look at how these recipes are different and how to get more or less color transfer in your lip glosses as you're creating your own formulas. Now before we start, I'm going to prep out the lip balm tubes by simmering a bowl of hot water, and I'll put just a splash of bleach into the bowl, and we're going to let these soak for about 15 minutes. Then I'm going to mount each tube into the tube mold, and this mold will hold about 50 tubes upright, and when you set it up like this, you can pour it much more easily. So in today's demonstration, I'm going to mount 30 tubes for this project. Now the first recipe, the Cottage Bell, has 7 ingredients. We've got beeswax, clear jojoba, coconut oil, lanolin, and then we'll add our flavored oil, our mica, and our glitter. Now the lanolin, the beeswax, and the jojoba are all waxes, not oils. And in this recipe, it can be a bit tricky to blend, but when you know how the beeswax will behave, it's not too difficult. The recipe in itself is about 40% beeswax, and this is going to keep the lip balm hard. It'll also lock in the color. You really won't get, no matter how much mica you put in, you're really not going to get a terrific amount of transfer onto your skin, and that's because of the high percentage of beeswax that we're putting it in. Now essentially, when you put it on your lips, it melts really slowly, so the color's not released quickly, but the combination of the 3 waxes, beeswax, lanolin, and the jojoba, it leaves a cover over the surface of your skin. So this really sticks to your skin, and it does stay for a while. It does not soak right in. So this is great for cold weather wear, it's great for winter wear, and again, this is basically a chapstick recipe. Now the best way to keep these ingredients under control while you're putting your formula together is to melt them slowly. So I'm going to set them in a warm bath that's simmering lightly, and I'm going to give this just a little bit of time to melt and then combine the waxes and the one oil together. Now in this recipe, the beeswax is king. It dominates all of the other ingredients, and this is the one that you really have to work around in order to get everything blended smoothly. As soon as any of the other oils or waxes drop into the beeswax, you're going to see a reaction. Now this is not the lanolin or the jojoba or the coconut oil that's reacting. It's the beeswax that's instantly becoming solid as soon as an oil of a different temperature touches it. So the only way to get these smoothly blended is to keep all the oils sitting in the simmering bath until they're completely blended in and everything is coming to an equal temperature so they can all be smoothly blended through. Now, you don't have to get this too hot. In fact, I have this sitting in a plastic measuring cup, so it's not too hot. It's just hot enough to melt just the ingredients themselves and nothing else. Now, while these are liquid, I do want to add about 1 milliliter of flavor oil. If you're using your milliliter dropper, it's going to be about 15 to 20 drops. I'm making this for the holidays, so the flavor that we're choosing here is mint chocolate. Now when we go to color this, in this particular demonstration, I'm going to add a whole teaspoon of Angry Rose Mica. This one I got over at Mad Micas, which will give us a warm, bright rose burgundy. And I've added just about a half teaspoon of holographic glitter. We're going to blend this well and then pour this into the tubes. Now the glitter, it doesn't really have the same texture and consistency as the shimmering mica. The glitter's heavier, and it's much heavier than the mica when the mica wants to just sit and float in your oils. It kind of disperses much more smooth and very evenly. The glitter doesn't really want to do that. You can get it to float, but you have to keep mixing it. So it has a tendency to sink to the bottom of the liquid. So as you're pouring, you want to make sure that you keep mixing this as you go along. You'll notice that this starts to harden, and then you just go ahead and set the container right back into the hot water, and then it'll melt again until you can pour the rest. So this will all be ready, all finished up in about 10 minutes. You can actually label and package these. Now this next recipe is considerably different, and this is where you'll get a more gloss type product. Here we have mango butter, clear jojoba, beeswax, and coconut oil. Of course, we also have our flavor oils, our mica, and our glitter. Now in this recipe, it's the mango butter that's king. We still have to work around that finicky beeswax, but there's much less in this recipe. And the mango butter is the hard butter that falls somewhere between the textures of cocoa butter and shea butter. This will stay hard in your formula, but when it comes in contact with your skin, it melts instantly, and it has this very smooth slip to it. And this is what helps move that color transfer onto your lips with more glide than you would experience in the first recipe. So we're going to do the same thing that we did in the first demonstration and melt the 4 base ingredients in a simmering bath. And once these are fully liquid, I'll add in my flavor oil. And now I'm just going to add 1 full teaspoon of pink mica. And today I'm using amaranth pink. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous mica. It's a medium pink. It looks beautiful in lip glosses. If you're used to using this one in cold processed soap, you'll know that it turns to a muted salmon color, but in your products that don't have a change in pH, you'll get the color that you're looking at, which is absolutely a beautiful pastel. Now I'll put this in with a full teaspoon of holographic glitter. Remember, this is the holiday edition of Twitter Pated, so you don't have to put glitter in yours if you don't want to. And then I'll mix these well and do the same thing as we did in the first demonstration. Now, keeping in mind that the glitter does want to sink to the bottom, so to keep it even, you have to keep mixing after every 3rd tube poured or so. And so we'll let these set up, and then we'll come back and check out what we've made. And in a few minutes, these are ready to cap and label. So let's take a look at how they've turned out. First, we'll try the Cottage Bell recipe. Now, this one is the straight chapstick that'll give you just a tiny bit of tint and a few sparkles, and it's our subtle, harder wax recipe. And the second Twitter Pated recipe looks just like this. So now you can see the difference. This one goes on smoother and it leaves a sheer pink with a pop of glitter. Now both of these are super fun and they're great recipes for their own purposes. And of course, don't forget, I did use the chocolate mint lip scrub that we made in the video just before this one. And I put that on just before we tried these balms, so my lips were already ready to wear. Now, you can watch the making of that recipe at the link above. Alright, so now you're ready to formulate your own lip balm recipe, and you can make variations to which butters or waxes you use depending on how much color transfer you want in your lip butter. Now you might want to skip all the experimenting and get right to my specific formula, and if that's the case, then you're welcome to come over to thermalmermaid.com, where members have access to every cosmetic and homemade luxury soap that you see made on this channel. The membership's only a few dollars, and you can join with our community with over 1,000 recipes and the forums where you can post questions and where we all interact. Everyone's invited. And if you're already one of our thousands of members, then you can go straight to your dashboard, and this recipe is ready to print along with the exclusive members video and even more instructions and more tips about how I specifically do things. Just log in, scroll past the 11 soap and cosmetic making lesson modules, and then go right to the recipe directory. Click on Bath Goodies, and then you can go right to the first recipe, which is listed under Cottage Bell Lip Balm, and then the second recipe is listed under Twitter Pated Glitter Lip Butter. Both of these are ready to print right now. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Thermal Mermaid. If you liked these formulas, please let me know by hitting the like button. Don't forget to subscribe for the next recipe in our installation coming soon.